We've got a problem. Big problem. Everyone is fucking glued to the phones. And it is something that I am actively working against. Now, that's not to say that I don't have an odd scroll. End of the day, I make content, so I need to be looking at people in my niche or in my who relate to my brand. But like, I mean, well, I'm gonna show you. This is like a bit on the questionable privacy side. Boom, he's on his phone. They're in pool, fair enough, I'll let him off. He's on his phone. There's another guy gone. Yeah, he's on his phone as well. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with a good scroll. These people might have been up since 6 o'clock and they might have done all the wins for the day. But like, I thought everyone were criticising my generation or just the generation below me for being doom scrollers, right? More and more people who are older are being serial doom scrollers, mate. They're watching the fucking news, they're watching fucking TikToks. And mate, the world we live in now, we've never been so connected by social media, right? We've never been so able to speak to one another, able to connect with one another. But it's such a paradox because we have never been so disconnected. You might send your mate a meme. Yeah, you might send a nice message every now and then. But the more that social media grows, the less we are connected, right? The less we're present. And that is a big, big thing. It's one of the reasons why I've moved to Thailand, right? It's not because it's very cheap now. It's more because everybody here that you see, like, there are some serial TikTok brains here, but I mean, like, the majority of the older generation, the ones who run the fruit stalls, the food stalls, you know, like people who are doing the jobs and stuff, they're fully present, right? That's always drawn me in, really, because when you feel good as one and you feel good in yourself and you're fully present, there's not really much else that can really affect you in a bad way, right? But what I see a lot of people doing, and this is a serious issue because I'm like noticing it more and more each day, because I'm thinking about it more, which is obviously what happens. It's like people are just waking up first thing on the morning and just fucking blasting reels, blasting TikTok, blasting themselves with this instant gratification, this dopamine. And it's almost like smoking, and it's almost like fucking, you know, drinking. It's almost like all these other habits, but except everybody else does it. Like drinking, yeah, it makes you drunk. Smoking makes your lungs bad, makes you cough. You know, it stinks. So not a lot of people, not everybody does it, right? Fucking like everybody scrolls. And the effect it has on your brain is the exact same, that instant dopamine. And then when you actually separate from it, you realise that you've got an urge for it. You realise that you try and fill the silence, you try and fill the gaps in your life with this scrolling. Or, in other words, it's just a distraction. The reason you're not being present is because it's easier for you to scroll and fill that gap and get that cheap fucking fix in your head. It's a bit like when a smoker goes through something stressful. They believe that a cig will instantly cure their thing, but it's just that instant dopamine. It's the belief that they've got around it. It's the constant habit of doing it and tricking your brain to feel better. It's the same with scrolling, and I'm really like wanting to dive deeper into this. Like, I'm really wanting to like try and dissect it, because yeah, I preach the morning routine where I don't go on my phone for the first hour and a half, 2 hours of the day, and I've still not gone on it yet, and this is where these ideas are coming from. But if I'd have gone on my phone straight away this morning, I wouldn't have had this idea, I wouldn't have thought about this, because I would have been so consumed, I would have been so distracted with bullshit on social media. And I'm not saying like don't look at entertainment, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is prioritise yourself, prioritise your own things first, prioritise what you need to do for the day, prioritise all that, and then have a little cheeky scroll. But like, we're in an epidemic of people not aspiring to be the person who they want to be, not achieving the goals. And I think it comes down to chronic fucking laziness. And I think laziness isn't physical. I think laziness is a mental game. And I think when you're not feeding your brain with the right stuff, especially first thing on the morning, but even throughout the day, right? But I think the morning is where it all happens. I think if you're not feeding your brain with the right stuff at all through the day, like if people are going, like there are some people out there that are going through the whole day, scrolling all day and doing absolutely nothing and getting absolutely nowhere, and then they will sit and cry that their life is shit. And it just seems like, the old analogy where, and that to me just seems like, so the purpose of this video was to make you aware that I know and I see you scrolling. I see you scrolling. I see you fucking have 4 hours screen time on TikTok alone today. I've seen it, mate. I don't think I'm going to let you off of it. The point I'm trying to make and the goal I want you to have is genuinely don't go on your phone for the first hour or two of the day. If you've got work, leave the phone, man. You get yourself in a way more positive fucking attitude for work anyway. Not saying you should be positive about your 9-to-5 job, but my goal from this video is to help you. My goal from this video is to make you aware of it. I'm not saying do this, do that, do this, but I'm saying monitor it. At least look. Go in your apps now. Go in your settings, look at your screen time, and I want to see where your screen time's going, right? And more importantly, you need to see where that screen time's going. And if your screen time is over like 3 hours in a day and you don't do your job from your phone, like, ask yourself this. Is that time actually being spent doing something productive? Is that time actually being spent doing something that will give you long-term gains, long-term success, long-term happiness? Because if not, then it is just a distraction and it needs to go. That is just as simple as it is. Especially if you're a young lad like me, or if you're younger than me even, and you are spending 3 hours plus on your phone every day, or 3 hours behind a screen gaming. Like, truly deep it for a second and think, is this going to benefit me in 5 years' time? Is this going to benefit me in 10 years' time? And when I asked myself this, I stopped the scrolling. And it's so difficult. It is more difficult than you think to stop doing this. But trust me, I am on the other side of it now. I don't need to doom scroll. The only time I scroll through Instagram is when I am engaging in my niche. I'm engaging in people who are doing the content that I want to do, people who I aspire to be like. So it is still productive, or at least that's what I tell myself. But just check your settings, look at your screen time, because this is becoming a massive issue, and I'm noticing it way more in our younger generation. This is a problem really, because as the younger generation, we are the future, right? If we can't hold a genuine conversation with someone because our concentration is so down, if we can't hold a genuine conversation with somebody or be fully present because our retention, our concentration, our focus is just so low, and the main issue for that is social media and is scrolling short form content, like, you need to ask yourself, is that what you truly want? Do you really not want to be able to last a conversation without getting bored? Because that is what I found myself doing. I was talking to my mum, I was talking to my dad, I was talking to other people, and I genuinely couldn't sit and have a conversation with them because my mind wanted to do something else, and that is a fucking problem. And if you disagree with that, then there's no fucking helping you. But yeah, it has been a pleasure. A bit more of a controversial one, but stuff like that, not scrolling, not doom scrolling to be specific, has helped me get here and actually focus on what I want to do for the day. So if it sounds good to you, you want to get in line with your goals, you want to get in line with the person who you're trying to become, put the fucking phone down, lock in, and shut up moaning about it.